They created a lot of fear to cause people to want something. And so I just say that they created a hell, and their hell was COVID, getting COVID, your grandma getting COVID, you dying of COVID, everything, losing everything to COVID. And then they said, but there's a savior coming. And the savior is only the vaccine. And every other savior you think, any other treatment or way to avoid getting COVID is a false god. And so they were the high priest to this new savior coming. And so we watched them on TV every day, sharing their religion. And people bought the fear because it seemed to be real. They sure used a lot of props. And then they sold this new god. And they were the high priest to this god. They were the only access to it. And so you had no choice but to take it. It was a religious experience. And so people fell for it because they were threatened to lose everything. That was their hell. And their God was presented and they accepted it. And so for people to then undo what they believed, I believe, especially as Christians, because if we accept that, we say, wow, I really fell for something. And so it's really hard. It's like somebody coming to me and saying, Gary, your God is dead. Let me show you some papers here, some nice peer-reviewed journal articles that show you that your God is dead. And I'm sure there's some peer-reviewed journal articles that say God is dead. And I would just say, yeah, I'm not that interested in reading that. And that's what we're up against. And so it was a religious experience. Therefore, the only way to stand against it, for me anyway, was to have a greater religious faith than what they presented. Their fear wasn't as big as the fear I had. So it says, to me, as a Christian in the Bible, it says, the beginning of wisdom is fear of God. And so I had a fear of God. I want to know what he said. And so that fear was greater than the fear they had. Their fear of, we'll take away everything. And they told me that. We will take away everything if you don't do what you're told. And I says, well, I don't have as much fear of that as I do fear of God. And so then it allowed me to say, you can have it all.